Welcome to our first scripture study, y'all. I had fun doing this for y'all. Okay, this is a voiceover. So bear with me on the sound, but we're gonna get the message. You can follow along, and I hope you enjoy it. So we're gonna do it on Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not into thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. So when I get a scripture that God tells me to study or that I feel like I need to understand, I write it down. So we're going to act like this is writing. And then I highlight and pick out the words that I need to look up that stick out. Because I want to make sure I understand them. So in this one, what word stuck out to me was trust. Heart stuck out to me. Understanding stuck out to me. So as you see, I'm just highlighting them all so you know which ones we're going to be looking up. And also acknowledge stuck out to me, all stuck out to me, and direct my path stuck out to me. So I'm going to show you one of the concordance in the Blue Letter Bible app on the computer, and I'm going to insert probably at the end of this video how to do it from your phone. But we're going to get through study. I'm going to show you my revelation, and then I'm going to let you try verse 6 on your own. But I'm just going to show you and kind of give you a run through some of the stuff that I use to actually study the Bible. So let's get into the Blue Letter Bible app. Here we go. The Blue Letter Bible is not the app, but clearly it's the computer. And this went straight into the concordance. So I'll show you exactly how I got here. You just give me a second. So that's Proverbs 3:5, if I'm looking at that right. And you see those are the words on the left. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, right there on the left. And then that's the Strong's number. And you can click the Strong's, like I'm clicking for trust, and we're going to get what it means, which is to trust in, to have confidence, to be bold, to be secure, to cause to trust, make secure. So that's what the word trust means. So I chose to be confident, which I'll show you when we get out of here. Because of how my screen recording went, I couldn't show it at the same time, but hey, we're here. So now I'm just showing you how I got here. So you see, I see Proverbs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you see that's the Proverbs, and then those are the scriptures. Then you click tools, and then you go to the end to learn, and then that's how I got to the words. You can actually like listen to them on there. And now we're gonna go to all thine heart, and all thine heart is, you see all these definitions here, but inner man, heart, soul, mind, knowledge, seat of emotions. This is what that word means. That's what that statement means. So I like seat of emotions. That sticks out to me. The inner man sticks out to me. Understanding sticks out to me. So that is the definition that I'm actually going to use and put back on my paper, which I'm going to show you that I did that in just a second. And then it's lean out to thy own understanding. Because we don't know what does understanding mean, right? Gotta know what that means. So you click on it and you can listen to it. That's me playing
Strong's
it.
H
Clearly not
998.
here, right? But you can listen to it and see what it sounds like. That word is binya. Then you open it up and you see the definition, which is discernment, object, personified, act. I liked understanding and discernment. Like, I was like, that is pretty good. So let me show you how I put that on my paper. So we looked up trust. So this is gonna come on. I kind of sped this part up, but it's slow enough for me to talk you through it. So I wrote out trust, which means to be bold and to be confident, because in the end we're gonna put this together so it makes sense. Okay. So then heart, like I said, it's like the inner man, the seat of your emotions. So you write down what heart means in that verse, or that sorry, you write down what the you write down what that word means. You write down heart and what it means. And it, like I said, we like inner man and we like emotions. And I'm gonna put that on the screen in a second. And then we're gonna do under thy own understanding. We're gonna do thy own understanding next, which is coming up here in just a second, y'all. And thy own understanding, remember we said that was like our discernment. meant. And we're also going to look up all, we're going to look up acknowledge, we're going to look direct thy paths up, because we got to know what the whole thing means. I want you to go look that up. I'm not going to look that up for you. I will give you my revelation, but before I give you my full revelation of what this means, and everything like that, then I'll let you know. But thine own understanding is your wisdom, your knowledge, your discernment. I got that from there too. I didn't show you on the video because, like I said, I had an issue where it was not recording. I actually recorded all this live. It took me like 20 minutes. And when I looked at it, it was just the Word document. So thy own understanding means your wisdom, your knowledge, your discernment. So that's what I'm sorry we did look that up. Y'all, forgive me. Forgive me. It's late. So your wisdom, your knowledge, and your understanding, discernment. So that's the first part, but I want you to look up the second part, all acknowledge and direct thy paths. So I want to show you another thing on here. It is commentaries. So before we use the commentaries, can I tell y'all that I'm not married to nobody's commentaries, but I just like to show this because it really helps you understand the word, especially if you don't have like a study group like I was talking about in the podcast. If you didn't watch the podcast, you may not know what I'm talking about. But these are just some of the other tools. They have all the Bible translations, and we're going to click on commentaries. Now you see they got all these commentaries. I am not in love with anybody. I just like to go to them, but I do seem to always fall for Matthew Henry's for some reason. So I'm going to use his for this example. And you see he breaks it down chapter 3, like verse by verse, and kind of tell you what the Bible is saying there. And then he goes in depth for each one about what it says. So if you read right here on the screen, I'm going to highlight a portion of it. And I'm going to try to read it to you, y'all. My glasses, I can't really see this. Now, look, now that I'm on here and had this big idea of how I'm going to read this to y'all, I can't even see it. How about that? That is something, ain't it? So it says, by faith, we must repose an entire confidence in the wisdom, power, and goodness of God, assuring ourselves of the extent of his providence to all the creatures and all their actions. We must therefore trust in the Lord with all our hearts. We must believe that he is able to do what he will, wise to do what is best and good, according to his promise to do what is best for us. If we love him and serve him, we must, with an entire submission and satisfaction, depend upon him to perform all the things for us and not lean into our own understanding, as if we could by any forecast of our own without God's help ourselves, and bring our affairs to a good issue. Those who know themselves but cannot but find their own understanding to be a broken reed, which if they lean to will certainly fail them. In all our conduct we must be definite on our own judgment and confident of God's wisdom, power, and goodness, and therefore must follow providence and not force it. That often proves best, which was least our own doing. All right, so we've come to a close. I do want to share my revelation with you, so I'm going to do that. But first, I want to remind you to listen to the podcast that goes with this. It was episode 26. Is more in depth than this. This is just an example to go with the podcast. So go back and listen. Also, another podcast came out about assignments, so I'll have another video coming out really soon to go with that one. I want you to download the Blue Letter Bible app and the Holy Bible app, the brown one. Both of them are great. The Blue Letter Bible will give you the concordance, okay? So what did this mean? So what I did was I took the words that we looked up, like trust, heart, acknowledge, and then I went ahead and made it into an actual revelation. So we got a revelation, and it's coming on the screen shortly, I think. Hold up. Okay, I found it. My revelation. we should be confident in the Lord with our whole being, not just a piece of it. And we should not operate out of how we understand or see things, but how He sees things. In everything, we should recognize God, consult God, and He shall direct us or show us the way. So I think that's very powerful. I think this is a staple scripture. So what I want you all to do is I want you to go through this scripture and study it. And you can use this for every scripture that He gives you. Sometimes God will give us a scripture to meditate on. If you're on my email list, we get identity scripts every week. I want you to sign up for my email list. I'll put the link below. And I also want you to text me. My number is 470-280-8237. I want you to text the word freebie, and you will get a scripture study. I'm going to do 2 freebies this month. I'm going to do a scripture study and an assignment sheet because it goes with the last 2 podcasts, and that'll make up, because I don't think I've changed it since July. So I'll do 2, and then October I'll change it again. So thank you for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and end this video. It has been a pleasure, and I hope it has been helpful. See you in my next YouTube video, and subscribe to my podcast. Subscribe to this channel too, y'all.